Hello, and welcome to Dad's Our Job podcast. This is your host, Adam Leatherbarrow, and I'm joined. Oh, let me just see if this works. Does work? Can anyone hear me? Yep. Speaker. Oh, I don't. It's all new to me. New to me. Everything. The sweetest song. Hello. Right, okay, cool. Okay. Hello, and welcome to Dad's Our Job podcast. Sorry for the short little introduction, but reacting live to Muhammed Kudus going to Spurs for £55 million. Now, back in 13th of June, we done a quick YouTube short saying that we had word that Spurs were going to make a move. So much so that Thomas Frank wanted him that bad, they were willing to meet the minimum fee. However, Spurs have played an absolute blinder by taking advantage of West Ham's financial dismay by having a £55 million bid accepted after the Ghanaian international hands in a transfer request. Now, I found out about the transfer request basically 2 weeks ago. This was because of a change of agent, and basically West Ham were prepared for this to happen. And informally, it was suggested that this was going to happen yesterday, and obviously it's become apparent. So, yeah, Kudus is off. What can I say? I think in the 2 years that he's been at the club, I think we've had one good season and one very under par season. His excuse, in my opinion, would be the fact that he was underutilized by two managers. Now, there could be some argument here to say that David Moyes is a very good man manager, and he got the best out of Kudus in his last season. And the reason why Kudus didn't play well was because we had David Moyes. Because we didn't have David Moyes. Be careful what you wish for. But at the end of the day, I think that hi Winter, how you doing? Hope all is good. Yeah, I think that West Ham not really getting the managerial appointment right from the off last summer. Yes, I do. I have one, hence the podcast title, Dad's Our Job. It'd be a bit strange for me to do a Dad's Our Job podcast without any kids, effectively. Yeah. So basically, I think Lopetegui being appointed wasn't the right fit. And obviously, the philosophy that he brought in was not on par with most of the playing squad. Obviously, that was ever present, most notably with changing room bus with Todibo and a dressing room bust up again with Kudus, mainly because of the way he was sent off for Spurs, against Spurs, for West Ham in a 4-1 defeat, which didn't do us any favours. He got suspended for 4 games because of the manner of the red card. And Aaron Dim, I'll piss off. Okay, I just read that in like the in-betweeners. Doing my head in. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thanks for your support. Basically Kudus wasn't doing very well. I'll tell you what, mate, with the weather that's been going on this summer, I've been melting. You're right. Thank you very much for noticing. I think how can I put it? I have to recompose myself now. Oh god, we've got Tyson Fury. You make sausage. Come on, you make sausage. Um, anyway, I digress. Muhammed Kudus, what can I say? I think he operates in the right side of the midfield. Him being right-sided meant that Jared Bowen had to play out of um, out of position, meaning he was up top on his own, and not really playing in his best position because obviously we accommodated Kudus. And I think now that Kudus is leaving, that means that Jared Bowen will go back into his right-sided position, his natural position, and something that West Ham fans have been craving for. And also to bear in mind that we've also got Luis Guilherme that can come in as a backup right-sided midfielder, who can also operate on the left. Funny enough, so I think we're well stacked in the right side. I think we'll do well. Yeah, I think we'll do. I think we'll do well on the right side. I don't think that's the problem, and I think because we've had Kudus, Bowen, and Guilherme there, selling Kudus will allow funds to go onto other areas of the pitch. But will West Ham get £55 million back? You can guarantee Graham Potter will be lucky to get about £5 million. That's the gospel truth, because it was reported just yesterday by Sean Whetstone, West Ham Football on Twitter, or X, as what people like to call it now, that West Ham have a £40 million bank loan to pay back. And that has to be due next week. So how timely that West Ham decides to accept a £55 million bid for one of their key assets. And just putting it out there as well, it's our second highest sale for a West Ham player. Number one being Declan Rice just 2 seasons ago. Or 3 seasons ago. No, it's 2 seasons ago. 105 million. So West Ham is paying off a loan that they took out when they sold Declan Rice to get an advance to reinvest in the squad. That's interesting, isn't it? That is interesting. Because West Ham sold Declan Rice for £105 million. They got a payday loan to get that money up front at a cost. So West Ham have lost money from a Declan Rice profit, right? They reinvested in the squad, and they've got one more payment left to make. So they decide to sell the player that they used the money for Declan Rice as reinvestment to pay off a loan. So how does that work? How does West Ham lose money from selling a player by getting money up front to buy players to then later sell to pay off a loan? It doesn't make sense. There has to be some questions raised. I mean, I'm no mathematician expert, but that just doesn't seem right, does it? We've got a payday loan and we have to sell one of those players that we used the money for to pay off a loan. Money's gone missing somewhere, hasn't it? Questions to the West Ham board, maybe. But end of the day, we move on. I don't think we really saw the best of Kudus. I wasn't that thrilled by his performances last season, and I'm excited to see what other players will come in. But the question is, how are we going to get those players? How are we going to get those players? But at the end of the day, the responsibility of selling players to rivals like Spurs. I say rivals is a bit harsh. I mean, Spurs don't see us as a rival, but I think we don't really. I think Millwall's our rival, but I just think it's just two fan bases that just don't like each other. And I think there's a hatred that has just been unearthed for many, many years. But I think to sell a player to a club that we don't like, and we have feisty London derbies, it's going to be a hard watch next year. I'm not going to lie, but in my first impressions, I think with Kudus being an ex-Ajax player, I say first impressions. I've said first impressions quite a lot in this video, and it's actually been like my seventh. I think with Kudus being an ex-Ajax player, Ajax and Spurs tend to have a bit of a genuine love-in for the fan base. They're hand in hand. After talking to a Ajax fan last year, he has a fondness for Spurs, and I think that's the general consensus over there in Amsterdam. So maybe Kudus has already had that built into him that he likes Spurs, but I think at the end of the day, West Ham should not be selling players to Spurs. I don't care. It's been 14 years since the last time we dealt with Spurs in a transfer dealing, an unofficial transfer ban, effectively. But yeah, I don't know what's it's tough, isn't it? It is tough. It is tough. I think the end result. I'll finish up here quickly. I'll finish up now. I think that the blame and the anger, the disgruntlement, and the protests should be led towards this board, towards David Sullivan, towards Karen Brady. And I think these guys have got to go. Enough's enough now. Final nail in the coffin. Sell assets to rivals. We won a European trophy 3 seasons ago. We won a trophy. And now we'll be lucky to stay in this Premier League if we keep selling and not investing in the right way. Next season's going to be tough. We've already got a shit kit to look forward to playing in. Got a shit sponsor. £12.5 million might say different for one season. We've got a manager who's got a break clause in his last 18 months of his contract. Will he be here next year? Are we going to build a squad to have a manager lead for one season? As a West Ham fan, you don't really know where we're going to go.
Hola, and we cheer, and we spill a bit of beer. Raise a glass to the past, and the mates who ain't here. From Highbury to Upton Park, it's now Ashburton and Stratford for a lark. It's the Old Dad's Our Job podcast, the heart of the game.